doing it for cloud nine, like, feel me? I really go through shit. I'm trying to get off it, feel me? Right, feel me? I've been chilling, I've been working on it.
The Bronx has been buzzing with new artists fueling the rise of the drill genre. For some, it's been an escape, while others have found trouble. Rappers like Dougie B have experienced a mix of success, fame, jail time, and addiction, which might be dimming his bright star too soon. We're going to dive into all of it. This is the truly tragic downfall of Dougie B. So, without further ado, let's get straight to it. Growing up in the Bronx, Arian Howard, also known as Dougie B, lived on 187th Street. It was there that he met friends like K Flock and B Lovey while attending school.
How far back y'all go? Like, how long have y'all known each other? Like, all week? So y'all grew up together?
Yeah, because I used to live.
He used to live over there.
Yeah, on that side. Okay. I used to live over there.
Gotcha.
I used to live on Cold. So it's not. Yeah, I used to go to school over there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Those were the three hood musketeers making their way through the streets of the Bronx, representing their neighborhood, and the SF side with the DOA movement led by K Flock. Dougie B's story is a familiar one for many kids in these areas. Parents trying to steer them towards school, but too many end up caught up in street life. They just wanted something better. The streets might look appealing from the outside, but once you're in, it's a constant battle for survival. Dougie B went through a really tough time at a young age. He had to watch his dad take his last breath because of an epileptic seizure, which would be hard for anyone to witness, let alone a teenager. It was a rough period for Dougie B. His world started to fall apart, and he slowly sank into depression. To deal with his pain, he turned to the streets and harmful substances like perks and Xans, and that's when addiction began to take hold of him. Growing up without a father figure and being surrounded by crime and gangs in Sev's side was a recipe for disaster for Dougie. It was almost inevitable that he would end up joining the local blood gang, getting into all sorts of trouble and chaos on the streets. Fortunately, the bond he shared with people like K Flock and others kept him grounded, but perhaps it was too late and the damage was already done. His best friend, Villano Roberts, played a huge role in holding him together. They had each other's backs, and she supported him through everything, especially after his dad passed away. But everything changed when tragedy struck on June 2nd, 2018. Villano was caught in a shooting and tragically killed as an innocent bystander in the wrong place at the wrong time. Her brother explained that they were outside dancing, listening to music, and having a good time when shots suddenly rang out. He looked around to see what was happening and saw the shooter fleeing the scene. Then he saw his sister on the ground with a bullet wound in her back.
They were just dancing, listening to music, all of that, and it was just like, we just heard shots, about like 5 or 6 shots.
Her brother had to come to terms with not being able to protect her, but he wasn't the only one dealing with that burden.
As an older brother, I didn't do enough to protect both of my sisters. I protected one, but the other one isn't here.
What would you say to her if she could hear you right now?
I would say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't do enough to protect you. I'm sorry you're not here.
Dougie B lost the person who was holding him together, and it really messed with his mind. She meant a lot to him. There were even rumors online that said when Dougie B was homeless, he stayed with her family. That was a big hit for him. You might notice a tattoo on his arm in music videos. It's dedicated to her. Getting that ink shows how much she meant to him. So, what was Dougie B supposed to do? He lost his dad, then his best friend. That's enough to push anyone into a dark place, and that's exactly what happened to him. Dougie B was getting more and more wrapped up in street life, and with that came a wave of depression that hit him hard, attacking his mind relentlessly.
Nah, real life shit, like a lot of, for me, you know, people really go through shit. I'll be honest, for me, I ain't really think depression was real. It's, for me, it's real shit. I never thought that shit was real, but that shit is real. Just for me, everybody keep your head up, and, you know, just, it's light in the, it's always light in the dark.
By the next year, Dougie B's name was all over the tabloids because he got arrested. People started speculating about what got him locked up. It turns out he allegedly got into it with a rapper named PNVJ and, along with K Flock, snatched his chain. Dougie B, being the wild guy he is, took things further. He didn't care, and even went on live showing off the chain around his neck, bragging about the robbery.
Y'all seen, bro, y'all know the vibe.
PNV, stupid. Gee, tell my son Quad Money what the
Shut up, nigga.
is going on, man.
Shut,
Tell him we got the PNV nigga chain on his set.
shut, nigga.
Tell him call me, G.
Come on,
Word.
shut, nigga.
Tell Quad Money, yo, free my son
Shut.
Quad Money. Free my son Quad Money. Tell him we got
PNVJ went live to share his side of the story. He confirmed that he did have his chain stolen, but he says it wasn't a street thing. It was more of a sneaky move by some cowards. According to him, he was in the studio with his friends when 3 guys burst in and started a fight. He claims he fought back before they managed to grab his chain, and his friends were right there, watching him get beaten up.
I'm at the studio, I see niggas, I try to get up out of there because the niggas I was with, niggas pulled up on me, you feel me? And they beat me up for my chain, you feel me? I put up a whole fight for my shit. It was no just, no. I put up a fight for my chain. I put up a fight.
So Dougie B was really going off back then, but he ended up spending some time in jail when he was younger. Around the same time, K Flock was also locked up. But honestly, that might have been a blessing in disguise for Dougie B. Being in that cell gave him a chance to reflect on his life and think about his future. K Flock and B Lovey went through their ups and downs in the system, but by 2020, B Lovey got out and decided to take his rap career seriously. That same year, K came back from jail, and B Lovey encouraged him to give rapping a shot too. By the end of 2020, they both started gaining traction with tracks like Ops Spotter and Speed Racing getting noticed. With his buddy B Lovey holding it down and making waves with his music while Dougie B was inside, Dougie B got some clarity. When K Flock got out too, the whole team started making a big splash. This fire inside Dougie B motivated him to get serious about his rap career and take it to the next level once he was out. Dougie B used to dabble in music before, but he wasn't fully committed to it. He got drawn to the drill music style of Chirac, and that really sparked his interest in drill music.
I'm starting young, like, for me, they just inspire me, like, for me. Vaughn, we still listen to his music all the time, or every single song, or all day, every day. Herbo, Chicago, like, real shit, Chicago, like, real shit, like, Chicago, like, really got an effect on us, like, a good one, like.
Seeing another young guy from the Bronx making a name for himself with music gave him hope that there might be a way out, even for kids like him.
Somebody, for me, niggas see another young dirty nigga made it, so niggas felt like us dirty little niggas could make it, and look, we did.
Dougie B got out of prison in the summer of 2020 and immediately set things on fire with his track No More Free Dougie B, featuring Shay EK and K Flock. The trio, which included Dougie B, K Flock, and B Lovey, then teamed up for Brotherly Love, which really shot them into the spotlight. His song hit 1 million views in just a week, which was a big deal for all 3 artists involved. This success motivated them to release more music. Dougie was new to the music scene, but after the success of Brotherly Love, he started featuring on more tracks. Most of these were collaborations with his friends who were also rappers, like K, B Lovey, Yaggy B, and Justo B. It seemed like Dougie B's career was taking off, but with fame comes trouble. Things got really wild in the Bronx over the summer, with violence spiking. The local gang, Dougie B and K Flock reaped, was part of a larger alliance known as DOA. During the summer, DOA's conflicts with rival gangs would really heat up. In one intense 3-day stretch in July, both DOA and a rival gang they were beefing with lost members. An attempt was even made on Dewey's life. Rival gang members shot at him, and he was hit in the leg. Luckily, he recovered quickly and was back on his feet in no time. In July 2021, the news of this incident broke. Some enemies had tried to take Dougie B down, leaving him with a bullet wound in his leg. The attackers took to social media to gloat, posting a wild diss saying they were smoking on boy legs, which was just insane. So, back when Nadi Osama was still around, they let slip a little something that backed up the rumors about Dougie B getting shot amid all the chaos. Despite everything, Dougie B wasn't letting anyone mess with his success. Amid all the chaos and violence, the music scene was still as fire as ever. K Flock was skyrocketing with his hit Is You Ready going viral. Other DOA rappers like C Blue, Set Da Trend, Nazi BK, and SE High were also making big waves. DOA had rivals like Lee Drilly and D Thang, who were also gaining traction. Dougie found himself in the thick of it all, and by late summer, he was featured on some of his biggest tracks to date, like Eos with Set Da Trend and Yaggy B, and Turn with B Lovey. When he dropped his debut tape in September 2021, his name was all over the music scene again. But it's like, no matter how high you rise, the streets always find a way to bring you down. So, there was this Bronx drill rapper named Ron Suno, who had some beef with Dougie B's buddy K Flock. They both ended up at Roland L, where Dougie B and his crew were performing. When they ran into each other, things got heated, and a fight broke out between the two groups, causing a big scene at the show. Later, Ron Suno's friend called out Dougie B online, posting a picture of a hoodie and claiming they'd taken it after dropping Dougie B in the brawl. Dougie B wasn't backing down, though, and fired back online with diss tracks aimed at Ron.
Y'all niggas try to pop it off. Stupid, weave, dickhead, and got that ass beat. Stupid. Suno, you dumbass niggas will just beat the shit out you dumbass.
Despite all the attempts to bring Dougie B down and undermine his progress, they didn't succeed at all. After the wild summer of 2021, Doug took a step back from rap and wasn't featured on tracks as often. But come October, he shared some big news. He had signed with Republic Records. Republic Records, the world's top music company, boasts an impressive lineup of award-winning legends and superstar artists, including Drake, Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, Post Malone, and The Weeknd. The guy was on the rise, and it looked like nothing could stop his success.
For sure.
When you touched your first big bag of music, what you did?
I ain't even gonna lie. I really, like, when I took it out, like, when I first had it, I really was sitting in the crib all day. I ain't do nothing. I ain't text nobody, nothing. No funny shit. I fake cried, and all of that. Like, just sat there. I ain't do nothing. Like, I ain't go outside, nothing. I had the bag. I had it.
Back in December 2021, K Flock got involved in a shooting and ended up behind bars, which was a big blow for DOA. Dougie took a break starting in late 2021, but made a comeback in February with a track called Forever. The song had one of the best drill beats ever, and Dougie delivered his signature energy. The track blew up, racking up millions of views and becoming his biggest solo hit to date. It took a while, but Dougie B finally seemed happy and managed to escape all the hardships he had been through. One thing that became clear, though, is that sometimes you have to change your environment and the people you surround yourself with if you want any shot at keeping success. Dougie learned this the hard way in March 2022. News came out with footage of him being taken away in handcuffs by the police. It turned out he was arrested in connection with a shooting in the city. What's more, reporters revealed that on the day of his arrest, he was supposed to be in court for a separate gun charge.
It was a wild scene outside Bronx criminal court today.
That's right. Shots were fired nearby the busy area in broad daylight. The NYPD made several arrests, and top drill rapper Dougie B was among them.
It happened in broad daylight at around 2:20 p.m. The NYPD says a male discharged a firearm. No one was injured. According to the New York Post, Dougie B, whose real name is Arian Howard, was expected to be in court today on an unrelated gun charge. Instead, he was put in handcuffs. Yesterday, the rapper was seen filming a music video here in the Bronx with Cardi B.
The Daily News also mentioned that Dougie B's court appearance was all about drug charges. It sounds like, behind closed doors, he was facing some serious issues that could have really messed up his future. It's almost like a guardian angel was watching over him because he managed to get out of that situation in less than a day without any charges. Dougie B dodged a major legal bullet, but the real fight was a lot deeper and was seriously affecting his life. In April, he got the biggest break of his career when he was featured on K Flock's song, Shake It. This was a major record, and the label gave it a huge push, even bringing in Cardi B. When it dropped, the song blew up, getting tens of millions of views and streams, and taking over TikTok. With the massive success of Shake It, Dougie was in a prime position to take over in 2022. However, he stayed inconsistent despite his rise to fame in 2021, largely due to his heavy pill use, which likely caused his erratic behavior and inconsistency. In early 2022, Dougie started dating Asian Doll, and this relationship eventually caused some drama. At one point, Asian Doll told Dougie a rumor about something Nas EBK supposedly said behind his back. Dougie believed her, which led to a fallout between him and Nas. They spent the rest of the year taking jabs at each other, crossing each other out in pictures, posting subliminal messages on their IG lives and stories, and doing all the usual stuff rappers do when they're beefing. Things eventually heated up when Dougie mentioned he was smoking Nas's grandmother in a song. Nas fired back, saying he was smoking Dougie's father and called him Druggy B, playing on the fact that Doug's use of Cabot made him act crazy. Despite the tension, they were spotted on stage together shortly after, showing that even though their relationship was rocky, they could still be in the same place without any drama. In late 2022, Dougie finally released new music, dropping his debut album Nobody Bigger on November 18th. Fans loved both the new tracks and the album, which did really well. After this release, Dougie took a break until March. Meanwhile, in the early months of 2023, a group called the Sweepers, who had a feud with DOA, started gaining popularity. A major part of their rise was due to their track 7 EV Side K, which dissed DOA. This track gave DOA rappers the perfect opportunity to respond with their own diss tracks and capitalize on all the buzz the Sweepers were generating. In March, Dougie B made a comeback by releasing a snippet that fired back at the Sweepers for dissing him. He brought in Yagi B and Joe B, and together they created a track called OA. They used the Dark Jersey Club sound that the Sweepers had made popular to turn the tables on them. The record blew up, racking up millions of views on YouTube. Once again, Dougie was poised to rise with his music, but he remained inconsistent, only dropping 2 more songs for the rest of the year. To make things even worse, not only did he stop making music, but he kept getting into trouble. In May, he got arrested for some unknown reason. Then in July, he was arrested again, this time for burglary, but there's not much info online about it. By September, he popped up in a BOA 100 video, and it was obvious he was going through a lot. Come November, Dougie found himself arrested yet again, adding to his long list of legal issues. In December 2023, K-Flock unfollowed Dougie on Instagram, and people started speculating that it might have been because of a cryptic post Dougie shared on his story. The post showed a handful of pills and seemed to hint at something serious. A few weeks later, Dougie showed up for an interview on the Uppercut podcast, clearly high, and talked about the recent drama. He confessed that he had a substance abuse problem, but reassured everyone that he and Kay were still like brothers and kept in touch with each other's moms.
I ain't doing it for clout, nothing, like, feel me? I really go through shit. I'm trying to get off it, feel me? Right, feel me? I've been chilling, I've been working on it.
In the interview, Doug B's condition was really concerning. He was upfront about his struggles with drug addiction, explaining how he'd been using drugs to cope with his life issues. You could see just how rough he was doing. He could barely speak, his eyes were barely open, and he kept dozing off. It was a bit like that time Bunk Gang passed out during his No Jumper interview. During the same chat, Doug B also mentioned that he was about to serve some time in prison, but it wouldn't be for too long. It's possible this sentence was related to the charges he faced before his arrest.
I heard through the grapevine that you probably get you getting sentenced.
Yeah, some shit going on. For me, but I'll be back. You know, for me.
How long you doing?
But it's just a little I'll be back. A little trip.
A little scared.
Not too long. Not too long.
In and out.
Crazy. Yeah, I'll be right back.
It was obvious to everyone who watched the video that Doug was having a tough time dealing with his personal issues. Many comments were filled with prayers and good wishes for him to turn his life around. Bro, this interview feels sad. I know what addiction looks like, and Dougie really needs help. He needs the right people around, and Arnie's down and no one is there for him. He can't even open his eyes, bro. Expletive sad. Dougie got a lot going on with court cases. I wish him the best of luck, and I pray for him to overcome all this. Sadly, that didn't happen. And in January 2024, Dougie got arrested again, this time for abuse and harassment. We don't know yet if these allegations are true, but if they are, he could face some serious consequences. As Dougie B went through it, it became more and more obvious that his addiction was a big issue. He'd be on live streams, just completely zoned out, like he wasn't even present. Before noon, he'd already be drinking, and whatever he went through out on the streets really weighed on him. We've lost too many people to the same struggles. I'm really hoping he can find his way, and maybe, like Bunk Gang, find Jesus or God or whatever it takes to kick the habit.
Thank you, yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
So, here we are, talking about Doug B. His story is pretty heartbreaking. He had everything going for him, with the potential to change his own life, his family's lives, and those around him, but he couldn't get past his personal struggles. He's been through a lot: lawsuits, grief, and some really close calls. Sadly, he ended up as another artist who lost the fight against his demons, dealing with all the chaos and drama that come from the bad decisions influenced by pills and other substances. Hopefully, one day he'll find sobriety and peace, but that's up to him. We really hope he gets things sorted out and keeps building his legacy as one of the Bronx's greats. That's all for today, folks. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for our next one.